How to use hand signals. In today's video, I'll be showing you 4 simple hand signals that every cyclist should use when you're riding out on a road. So the first signal is turning. Now for this one, it indicates whether you are turning left or you are turning right. Now this one is quite a straightforward one, but what you need to do is basically just to raise a straight arm parallel to the ground. And always check your shoulder before you actually start turning, because a common mistake that beginner cyclists make is that they start turning before they even indicate or even check their shoulders. So sometimes what ends up happening is that there's car coming from behind, and if they don't check their shoulders and indicate, sometimes other road users will be in shock as well. So always check your shoulders and indicate first before you actually start turning. And if you're crossing in a group, after you have checked your shoulders and indicate, always call out okay, clear to the entire group so that the whole group can actually cross together. So the second hand signal is overtaking. Now this one is also a straightforward one, but this one can often be mixed up with turning. So the hand signal for this is if you're overtaking someone on the left hand side on a road, you can put your left hand behind your back and point towards the right. So this one will indicate that we are overtaking on the right hand side. So again, it's a straightforward hand signal but can sometimes be mixed up with the turning hand signal. So the third hand signal is slowing down. Now this one can be done in a few ways depending on the scenario. So if you're riding in small groups of around 5 riders, this motion right here where you're pressing towards the ground can indicate to the riders behind you that we are slowing down and preparing to stop. Now this works well for small groups, but in big groups and especially events, this motion right here cannot be seen by a lot of riders. So in crowded places, a much better way to do this is to actually hold up this hand signal right here. You can call this a rock or a zero, but in events, people usually do this to indicate to the riders around them that we are slowing down and maybe stopping. So this is a much better way to do it, and you can always use this hand signal together with a call out, stopping or slowing down, to create awareness for the riders around you. So both can be used to indicate you're slowing down, but choose whichever one that is suitable for the scenario. So the fourth hand signal is used to point out road hazards. Now this one is also quite a straightforward one. So for example, you want to point out that this thing is blocking the entire road, so just point it out like that to the riders behind you. Now for uneven roads or bumpy roads, if it is safe to do so, you can actually take one hand off the bar and actually do this motion where you're sort of wiping towards the floor. Now this one indicates that the road surface may be bumpy or uneven, but let's just say if it is not safe to take one hand off the bar, another way you can do this is to actually just shake your elbows. So shake both of your elbows, and you can combine this with a call out like bumpy road or pothole, something like that, to indicate to the riders behind you that the road surface is bumpy. So this one can be reserved for bumps or places where it is really unsafe to take your hands off the bar. So among 4 of these hand signals, 2 that I really emphasize on is turning and pointing out road hazards. Now yes, I know all 4 of these hand signals is a must use whenever you're riding out on a road, but the reason why I emphasize on the turning signal and the road hazard signal is because both of these signals really can make a difference on whether or not you are safe or ending up with a mishap. Because I've seen before, and I myself experienced before, where riders at the front of the group who maybe forgotten to point out the potholes or road hazards and then ending up causing a lot of chaos in a group. And same goes for the hand signal. I've seen before a lot of beginner cyclists where they started turning without indicating and without checking over their shoulders, and sometimes cars from behind are coming at a very high speed, so it causes a lot of chaos there. So I think we can all do the community a favor by respecting other road users. Always indicate first and check before you actually start turning, and that way we can create a much more healthier community where we give way to one another. So those are the 4 hand signals that every beginner cyclist should use. So leave a like on this video if you found value out of it, and leave a comment below on what are your experiences on chaos caused by cyclists who misuse their hand signals. So that is all for this video. and I'll see you in the next one.